Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us. This week I'm joined by a man you may well remember. Starks is in the building. Also, we're joined by the very wonderful Kasume Starks. Thank you so much for joining us. Alright, we've got 5 new comics, some great new music. We call it Direct Edition. Let's get this show on the road. We'll kick off this week with the latest Avengers title. This is The Avengers issue number 4, written by Brian Michael Bendis, drawn by John Romita Jr. This, I think, is a gorgeous comic book.
Absolutely. I mean, Romita, you know, he's going back to his sort of angular featured work. The colours are strong, and Bendis' middle name is Avenger.
Now, Kasumi, you haven't necessarily followed this Avengers kind of thing from the beginning.
I felt like I was thrown in at the deep end, but the fact that the dynamics of the characters and their interactions and the humorous, you know, quips and the banter that went on between them, it sucked me in immediately from that point of view, and I really enjoyed that side.
Clearly a book for the fanboys and the fangirls. Check it out. This is Avengers issue number 4. It's out this week. J. Michael Straczynski's run on Wonder Woman continues with this, issue 602.
Well, I was really impressed with this, because previously I hadn't necessarily thought Wonder Woman is my kind of thing, because I'd always thought, you know, I don't want to say the word mumsy, but I kind of, you know, this one is really kind of young and sassy, and she's almost a bit wild, and I like the sort of fantasy element to the plot, and I just found it gorgeous, actually. I definitely want to continue reading this one.
The art is really, really cool, and I think it's a beautiful looking book as well. But I think what Straczynski's, he's done that since issue 600. What he's done is he's actually made this a much more readable book. Plausible sounds like a funny word to use about a kind of Amazonian goddess who with a lasso and all of this sorts of stuff. But it's actually there seems to be a more of a kind of internal logic to the whole story. And this whole reboot where they've kind of destroyed Themyscira, and this whole thing's going on, they're fighting this thing.
By that destruction, it's making a family unit of everybody, and that's for me is what I see when Straczynski puts his hand to the work. And plus they've even given her a new uniform, which I like, because it matures her. So it may take that mumsy thing away, but it's made her into a new woman as well. So I love all the elements of this, and someone who's not entirely DC, this is something that could entice me quite easily.
Yep, so we really enjoyed it. I think Straczynski's doing stellar work with this at the moment. I know we're only 2 issues in, and it'll probably have to run a little bit longer before we know, but I think we may well have the makings of a new kind of classic era in Wonder Woman. This is issue 602, and it's out right now. Guardian of the Globe issue 1 is finally on the shelves. We previewed this a few weeks ago and we've been looking forward to it. Brand new Robert Kirkman title, spun off the back of Invincible. Now, I love Invincible. Did we love this as much as that?
It's a lot of fun. It's so much fun. I like the fact that, say, take Brit, one of the characters in it. He's so inept. He's constantly having accidents, and he's been reissued with his issued with his new equipment, so jet boots and gloves, and he just can't handle them. And it's one crash after one wallop after.
It's sheer entertainment, really. Absolutely. It's just fun and frolicsome and entertaining. Good stuff.
So basically what's happening here is that having had their ranks depleted, they have to kind of recruit new Guardians of the Globe, and they're going about trying to find new people to help them kind of stave off all of the troubles that planet Earth faces. And Kirkman's Earth seems to face massive kind of cataclysmic problems every other week, so he needs some decent Guardians of the Globe, and this is them kind of setting up that team. And whilst Invincible's off-world, so their most powerful guys off-world kind of battling Viltrumites, if you're following that book, they need to kind of set up a new team to kind of deal with things in his absence. And it's just, like it's been said already, but it's just great fun comic bookery.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Superhero stuff, day-glow, bright, not dark, brooding, kind of Frank Miller-esque stuff. This is the other end of that, so other end of the spectrum.
Lighter and feel good.
Yes, it is lighter and feel good, but there are big action sequences, there are big battles, there are, you know what I mean, there are cool kind of kick-ass characters as well. So we can't recommend this highly enough. Great fun. Kirkman does it again. I mean, he's on a roll at the minute.
Is, you know, it's just
Walking Dead, Invincible, Haunt, Guarding the Globe, issue 1 out this week. Superman Secret Origin concludes this week with issue number 6 and Jeff Johns' retelling of the beginning of the Superman myth. Now, this has been high quality all the way through, but has he actually managed to kind of continue that quality and give us a satisfying ending?
For me, Jeff Johns can do very little wrong. And now we've got Gary Frank's artwork, which is a classical example of what Supes is like, which is obviously the perfect person to be using, the perfect style to be using. For me, coming into it, sort of like almost halfway through, I've still enjoyed it. There's nothing really wrong with it all, but I mean, something that's been so well churned, it still comes out quite fresh.
Well, I loved the artwork in this, I really did. Every picture was lovely to look at. I also found that it was really poignant, I felt, because there was so much about discrimination in there, sort of underlying, and Superman's troubles, and it kind of touched me quite deeply from that point of view, which was sort of a side issue, but yeah, I thought that came across.
And there's obviously the front cover, it's Christopher Reeve image, so there's a love there as well.
Hopefully we'll soon get a film that matches the quality of the comics. This is Superman Secret Origin issue 6 hitting your shelves this week.
Of course, there are many, many more comics that we wanted to review but just didn't have the time. These included
Batman 702,
Secret Warriors issue 19,
Astonishing X-Men issue 35,
Ultimate Mystery issue 2,
Batman Detective Comics issue 868,
Green Arrow issue 3,
Savage Dragon 163,
Scout issue 40,
Thor issue 613,
Justice League of America issue 48,
Action Comics issue 892,
Captain America 609,
Dark Wolverine issue 90,
Fantastic Four issue 582,
Anne Rice Female Force issue 1.
Namor the First Mutant hits the stands this week, and essentially spinning off the back of what's going on in X-Men at the moment, Namor has gone off in search of Dracula's head in order to help the mutants stave off this huge vampire tide that they're facing at the moment. And there's a lot to love about this book, but the thing that really jumped out at me was Ariel Olivetti's art.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's just the most beautiful painterly type of art. I mean,
less is more really with him.
His run on Hulk was fantastic, and this is just fantastic to look at. It's just a really gorgeous book. Also, the cover by Jay Lee is pretty good as well.
Yeah, again, for me, the story is brilliant, but the artwork is what drew me in, and the colours.
Yeah.
It's all undersea, you know, underwater, and the world that they inhabit is just, it's awesome, and it's mythical.
Yeah.
It's
Writing and artwork is one, so it's a very fluid story, and quite disturbing as well in certain areas.
Was that like a pun? Because it's all underwater.
Yeah, didn't realise it, but thank you. Yeah, and as we're saying about Jay Lee, he's now becoming like the Namor artist for covers, and just thoroughly enjoyable. If this is the shape of the Cousin of Mutant storyline to come, keep going. I want it.
Namor finally gets his own ongoing series. This is it. Namor the First Mutant. It's on your shelves this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Our thanks to Starks, to Kasume, who I hope we will see on the show again real soon.
Definitely.
That's right, nod your heads. In the meantime, thanks to all of you guys who are following us on Twitter. Big up all yourselves, and don't forget to make sure, if you can get down to the store here at Comicana on Shaftesbury Avenue. Sundays is a great day to get down here because they have loads of extra special bargains, but any day of the week is good here at Comicana. We'll catch you next week for more new comics, more new music. We call it Direct Edition. Peace out.